Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to it. Today's video is a really exciting one, as you can probably tell by the thumbnail and the title of this video, because I am participating in Bookoplathon and I'm really excited. God guys, I wanted to play this and do this readathon for so long, but every time it's on I've been busy or it's been too late to have seen it, and yeah. I'm really excited, like really excited, and yeah, let's just get into this video and I can talk all about it and play the game. And yeah, but it's happening guys, it is happening. Oh, I'm so excited. So yeah, the Bookoplathon is happening. I get to finally do it, and guys, there is no words for how excited I am. I'm nervous because September is a busy month for me. I have my daughter going back to school. She starts year 1. It's also her 6th birthday on the 16th of September. I also finally get to start my volunteering job, so it's manic. On top of that, I have quite a substantial amount of tour books I need to read, plus books like book clubs and things like that. Am I mad to do a readathon on top of that? Yes. But I don't care, because I wanted to do this for so long, and like I said in the intro, you know, it's been on. I've either been too late to start because I saw it like, you know, a few days later or something, especially when it's been just the 48-hour readathons, or I've seen it but I've not been able to do it for other commitments, and I saw it and I was like, fuck it. I do not care if I have too many books to read and very little time. This is my chance to do it, because I don't know when my next chance is going to be. So I'm doing it. Am I mad? I am mad. I am really mad to do it, especially because I've decided to do 8 rolls rather than the 5 rolls that Becca does. And there are rules and it could be more than 8 rolls, and I'm mad, but I don't care. I really wanted to do this. So we're doing it. So if you do not know what Bookoplathon is, depending on who watches my booktube, like I watch others, but I don't know who watches mine. That might watch the people I watch. But basically, Bookoplathon is a readathon hosted by Becca and the books. So Becca has a booktube channel, and I would say she's very well known purely by her TBR game she plays. So she plays a game, Bookopoly. Have I said that right? I don't know if I've said that right. It's very hard to say it. Bookopoly. There we are. I don't know how long she's been doing this TBR game. I first saw her channel last year alongside other booktubers that have become like my firm favourites. I used to watch her back then and absolutely loved the TBR game, but I didn't realise she also did readathons based on a TBR game. So she has Bookopoly. I don't know why it's so hard to say. I will tag her channel down. I'll tag her Bookopoly. This is going to be very hard. Playlist down below, and I obviously will tag Bookoplathon's announcement video down below too. But basically, she does this TBR game. It's all prompt based, and it's obviously based on the game Monopoly. And why can I say Monopoly fine, but I can't say the other one fine? Anyway, but yeah, so she plays that, and so I think everyone was like, oh, you should do like a readathon and stuff like that. And she started readathons. I think they've been like 48-hour ones, and basically involved is you get all of these digital things. So you get the actual board itself. You've got all of the chance and community shelf cards, and basically it's very much similar to a game, but it's like a different one for us. So it's not exactly the same as hers, because obviously you don't want to copy her. And everyone's playing the same game, but you all get different books, because it's all different books to what you do with your prompts, as well as that your chance card and your community shelf cards are personal to you, because you're the ones making them up and all that. So it's a game everyone plays, but everyone's game is completely different, and that's what I love about it. And yeah, so let's just get into what Bookoplathon is about. So basically, like I said, it's hosted by Becca and the books, and this is a month-long readathon. So it starts at September the 1st and ends September the 30th? 30th, yeah. And it's very self-explanatory what it is. So let me show you the very cute game. So this is it. This is the beauty. So basically you get the board game. So it's all downloaded digitally, and basically it's up to you how you do it. If you've got a printer, you can print it out. If you haven't, you can put it on your tablet and play like that. You can do it like that, the same as if you need 2 dices basically. Is it dice or dices? Dices? Die? Whatever, you need 2 dices, but if you don't own any, you can also do it on Google and stuff like that. So it's one of those games where everyone can play. It doesn't matter if you haven't got a printer or anything, everyone can play it if you want to. So we have this board, and all around here you have all of these prompts. So you've got, you know, lowest rated, under 300 pages, TBR veteran. You've got humans, gods, monster, TBR game, height, mood read, new, who, history, myth, lore, legend, fairy tale, current events, so like anything in the news. You've got Becca rep, you've got cute, you've got opulent, spooky, steal a book, last colour, poll, last letter, first letter. You've got feed scroll, disability or mental health rep, POC rep, LGBTQI plus rep, blur of A&, big books, so over 500 pages, most recent purchase, highest rated, randomize your TBR. You've obviously got community shelf and chance, and you've also got ones where it's red, green, purple, so it's like all of the colours. And you've also got girl, boy, people, person, king, queen, so basically with those words in it. And then you've also got night, day, afternoon, dawn, twilight, evening, and stuff like that. So all of this, I'll show you again like that, but you'll see like the full thing when I play the game. You then have these chance cards, which are the yellow ones, and these ones you have to put a book. So Becca said how she does it is she does half books that she really, really would like to read, and half books that she wants to read but not at this particular moment. So she said it's easier to do half and half, because then, you know, it's a bit more fairer. You don't really know what to expect. You can, if you want, do all the books you really don't want to read, or you can do all the books you want to read. It is generally up to you how you want to do it. If you want to make it an easy, like not harsh one, then that's fine. Then the green cards, which have just fallen, are your community shelf, and these are your prompts. So you will do whatever prompts you want, preferably prompts different to what's on the board. So like, you know, for example, I've got random word generator and stuff like that. And again, Becca said, you know, she does hers 50-50, so she does prompts that are quite nice and prompts that are a bit, oh, I don't want to do that. So there's 16 of each cards, and then you place them on the board, and if you land on chance or community shelf, then you pick the card from the top. So there is a few rules, but not much. You get like a little instruction thing and it explains all there. Like I said, you get the actual game, so you can print it off and all that, or if you can't, you have it a chance to do it on your tablet and stuff like that. I printed mine off and I stuck it on some card just to give it a bit more things. But basically you will need a counter to go around the board. So I am using my little ghost pin, which you will see when I do the game. You will need a 2 times 6-sided dice. If you don't own them, you can get them from Google. You can do like they have like dice that you can do roll on there, like number generator and stuff like that. There's a actual dice one. You also need the 16 community shelf cards, and you then need the 16 chance cards. And again, you can print them out, or if not, you can just like write them down and associate a number to it and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's what you need. In regards to the rules, basically you can play it in 2 different ways. You could play it so you play the game and you pick a book as you roll, or you can play it as you have a set TBR and you fit those books into the rolls and whatever prompts you have. So there's like 2 ways you can do it. I'm doing it as a sort of mood reading sort of thing. I do obviously have a set TBR. A lot of them are tour books, but I know full well I doubt any of them are going to really fit into my the game's prompts, because they're like, they don't, for me, they don't personally fit in those prompts. I might be able to squeeze some in, but yeah, so some people have done it so they've got a set TBR and they fit those books with that. I'm doing it as more of a mood read sort of one, so whatever I have prompt wise, I will choose a book from my shelves and fit it onto that. So that's how I'm doing. You have to start on the go space and you have to use both of the 6-sided dice. You can skip a prompt. So if there is a prompt and you cannot fit a book to it, you can roll again. Or if there's a prompt and you really do not want to do it, you can skip it. However, if you choose to do that, you will then have to select 2 books from the space you land on. So for example, say I didn't want to do the big book over 500 places, then I would skip that and roll again. And say I landed on TBR Veteran, I will then have to pick 2 books to fit that prompt. So basically is you can do that, but it could either work to your advantage or it could really work to your disadvantage. So in hindsight, if you do 5 rolls and you skip one, you will have 5 books, but then you will have 6 because you know what I mean. So it's sort of, it could work in your advantage, it could work in your disadvantage, but it also makes it fair that no one doesn't just constantly abuse the skipping roll section. And the last roll is if you roll a double, so the same number displayed on both dice. So if I roll a 2 and then another 2, like a 2 and a 2, I then have to roll again and add another book onto the TBR. So obviously you have the spaces. So the browns are property spaces. Purples are so property spaces. There's the browns, the purples, pinks, oranges and reds. They're the properties. Yellow and green. Is that all the ones? And blues. Corner spaces are go randomise your TBR, TBR game, Becca recommendation and feed scroll. And then the train stations are people. So it's read a word in the title that refers to a person, so like boy, girl, queen, king, that sort of thing. Colours, so it's read a book with a colour in the title, and it's any variation or shade of a colour. And you can also, if it like is someone's name rather than a colour, that works. Like if it's got someone as Ruby, like Ruby and the Ghosts, I'm making that up, unless there is actually a book called that, that would be hilarious. But like Ruby and the Ghost, like that is a colour, but it's obviously used in the title as a name. You can also use Raven, because that is another form of black, but obviously it will be probably more known as Raven as a animal rather than a colour. And it's up to interpretation of what colours there are. Like there's so many colours, you know, there's burgundy and things like that. So yeah, pretty much a lot of different colours fit in that. Then you've got times of day, so day, night, light, dark, that kind of thing. And then you've got lure of a and, so read a book that has any of that in the title. You've got TBR Veteran, which is obviously a book that's been on the TBR for a very long time. Mood read, which is you know, a book that you really feel like reading. You've got poll pick, which is select a few books and run a poll on your favourite social media. So it could be on Instagram, Twitter, or Discord, anything like that. Facebook, or you know, anywhere that you can do a poll basically. And then most recent purchase is a book that you've most recently acquired. It doesn't have to be a book you've purchased, it could be a book someone gifted you, or a book that publishers gave you, or from a subscription box, anything like that, but like a recent thing. So that's pretty much the lowdown of the game. With further ado, let's get into the game. So I am going to do 8 rolls. So Becca and mainly does 5 rolls. A lot of people I've seen who've already done their rolls and already done their videos and that, they've done 5, just like because it's easier. I would do it because it's the easiest option, and because I've got so many books, it would be the easiest option. But I've seen a lot of people do 5 rolls and they've not had to do any doubles, and you know, it's been a very actual easy thing for them. And I'm like, I don't want it to be easy for me, because I actually want to have a good laugh in this game and actually play it for a bit and have an option to like have different prompts. And yes, 8 rolls could probably end up being way more rolls, because if I roll a double, then I'm obviously gonna have to do an extra roll. And knowing what it's like in my TBR game, where I did like 7 rolls and it ended up being I think about 11 rolls. So I'm probably mad for doing this, but I just want a chance to actually get to play this game and give an option for me to get some more prompts, and like, rather than it may possibly be a very quick, easy game. And because I've been wanting to play this game for so long, I just want to have a bash at playing it for a while. So we're going to do 8 rolls. Whether it will be just 8 rolls or whether I'll have to have extra rolls, we shall see. Hopefully it will be nice to me, because I do have a lot of books to read, and yeah. But yeah, let's get straight into the actual game and see what prompts, what books I will be doing for Bookoplathon. I'm really excited. I'm also a little bit nervous. So we've got the board, we have the chance cards that have all been shuffled up, we've also got the community shelf cards that have all been shuffled up. The chance cards have obviously got all of the books, and the community shelf have my own prompts in here. I've also got this little cute dude. It's actually a pin badge, but he would do. It says Future Ghost on it, and he's going to be my little counter to go round. And I've also got my double dice. So, let's start the game. 6, 5, 6, yeah. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we landed on humans. Okay, so roll 1 was the prompt humans, which basically is a book with a main character who is a human, which pretty much is near enough every single book anyone will own. I decided to actually fit a tour book in here, purely because just the main character, which is the main actual character in full of this book, is human, and also because this book really sounds awesome and I'm excited to read it. So to fit that prompt, we're doing Tinker Tailor School Mum Spy by Faye, Bran. This is for a tour spot I'm on, and basically we follow Vicky Turnbull, who has never regretted giving up her career for family life in the suburbs, and apart from being outstandingly good at paintball, no one would ever know that in a past life she was an undercover spy and trained to kill a man with her bare hands, not even her husband, and certainly not the other mums at the school gates. Beneath the school runs and bake sales, Vicky has never quite said goodbye to the past, so when MI5 comes calling, she's determined to prove that despite her expanding waistline, she's still every bit a cold-eyed special operative. But when the assignment gets uncomfortably close to home, Vicky must decide if she has what it takes after all, and if her home is really where her heart is. It just sounds like a fantastic book. Like, come on. Hey mum, she's an undercover spy. I love this. Like, I just feel like this is going to be my kind of book. I think it's going to be hilarious. I think it's going to be like, obviously, a little bit of like undercover spy missions. And come on, I'm a school mum myself. I just think this is just going to really scream out to me as a person. And obviously, this thoroughly fits human prompts because she's a human. She's a mum. So that is the book for roll 1 humans. Let's see what the next roll is. A 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is colours in the title of the book or the book. So roll 2 was all colours, like purple, pink, all of that, blah, blah, blah. And basically it's a book that has a colour in its title. So for that, I had quite a lot of options. But a lot of those books I want to read, but I'm not in the mood to read, purely because they're like the first books in fantasies, and I always find when it's the first book in a fantasy series, sometimes it's very more world building rather than a lot happening. There are a couple of standalones as well, but I just didn't fancy it, and I just felt like if I'm going to do this, I want to do some reads that it will be easy for me to read, that I can like read really quickly. So with that, I'm doing a fairy tale retelling, and it's a book I'm quite excited to read because it sounds really good, and it's Crimson Bound by Rosamund Hodge, which is the author of Cruel Beauty, which I do own as well. And crimson is obviously another colour for red. It's between like dark red and like purple, like burgundy colour, so that fits really well. I'm very excited for this book purely because originally I bought this book purely because I was going to do a vlog where I read books that Sarah J. Maas blurbed or she recommends, and this was one of them. So I was like, okay, I'll get that. But I never did that vlog because life, and I do not have the time to do it. Whether I will do it next year or something, or maybe for November's thing because I haven't got any plan for that. But we're reading this. This is a Red Riding Hood retelling, and I love Red Riding Hood. I think it's probably one of the like darkest fairy tales I've read. But basically, we follow Rochelle, who is an apprentice to her aunt in training to protect her village. She's also very reckless. She strays from the forest paths in pursuit of a way to free her world from the threat of eternal darkness. She's basically she's basically forced to make a terrible choice that binds her to the very evil she has hoped to defeat. So that was when she was 15. 3 years later, Rochelle has given her life to serving the realm, fighting deadly creatures in an effort to atone. When a king orders her to guard his son Armand, the man she hates most, Rochelle forces Armand to help her hunt for the legendary sword that might save their world. And as the two become unexpected allies, they discover far-reaching conspiracies, hidden magic, and a love that may be their undoing. Within a palace built on unbelievable wealth and dangerous secrets, can Rochelle discover the truth and stop the fall of endless night? And this, like I said, it's inspired by the fairy tale Little Red Riding Hood. And it says Crimson Bound is an exhilarating tale of darkness, love, and redemption. And like all of Blab's here sound amazing. One of them is an intoxicatingly dark story of love, lust, murder, and redemption. I think this is going to be really good. It's got a mixture of, politics. It's clear there's going to be a little romance in here. And yeah, it's floppy. Oh, I love a floppy book. I just think this is going to be a very quick, easy read, and I do love a fairy tale retelling, so that's what we're going to read for that prompt. Now, roll 3. So far, we're doing well. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is spooky. Oh, okay. I don't like that one. Roll 3. Spooky. Not a prompt I like. I don't like spooky books. I've got a few horrors which could extremely fit this prompt, but I hate horrors. I don't hate them, I don't like getting freaked out, and if I'm reading before bed I tend to get nightmares, and yeah. So spooky, when Becca explains the prompt, she said you can determine what you class as spooky. So you can actually read a proper book that's horror, you can read a book that's got some spooky vibes, you can read a book that's fantasy that's got like supernatural elements in, you can read a thriller, like a creepy sort of thriller. So I've gone with a book that's been on my TBR for ages, to be fair, and it's a book that I think has the horror aspects of it, but is a creepy thriller. So I've gone with Harrow Lake by Kat Ellis. I love this cover and matching sprayed edges. This is just a very bright book, and we sort of match. But this I feel it matches it well, and I think it'll be okay for me. So I think it's got the sort of vibes that I would say like Riley Sager. Like his books I find are quite creepy, but they're also thriller. They're not overly actual horror books, and this is what I kind of feel Harrow Lake is. So basically we follow the main character Lola, who knows all about Harrow Lake. Her famous father directed Nightjar, the cult horror movie that was filmed there. She knows about the caves beneath the fairground, the sunken graveyard, the tree in the woods that's hung with teeth, but she doesn't know about the dark past the town hides or the secrets it holds about her family. Now she finds herself in Harrow Lake, and as she searches for answers, someone or something is stalking her every move. In Harrow Lake, the truth can be the death of you. So yeah, to me, it sounds very like creepy. It's got creepy vibes, but it's certainly got the thriller aspect rather than horror. But it says here, if you like Stephen King, snap this up. And by Holly Jackson, captivating and creeping. So yeah, we're going for this. I think this will be enough creepy horrorness for me. That doesn't make me freak out, but we'll see. I might be completely wrong and this might horrify me. But yeah, we're going for Harrow Lake for spooky, because I'm not going to read a full-blown Stephen King horror book. I do have a few, but honestly, I'm kind of like, I don't want to read them, and I was sort of putting them for my October reads anyway, if you know. I'm daring enough to do it. So that's roll 3. So far, still doing okay. Let's see what roll 4 is. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is feed scroll. Okay, that's cool. That's alright, as long as it's nice to me. Roll 4 was feed scroll. So basically you choose whichever social media you want, and you scroll to your feed, and the first book that you see that you have on your shelves that you haven't read, that's what you read. So here's a little clip of me doing my Instagram, I will tell you now, it was very hard purely because every single time I scrolled, I had a reel, which is fine, but a lot of the books on the reels are all different things, and I rather had an actual post because it does say feed scroll, and to me it meant post rather than a video. That's how I incorporate it in. So I had to go through a lot of that, a lot of adverts, and then a lot of books that showed I either didn't own or I already owned but I've read and I didn't want to reread. So it took a while to actually find a book. But yeah, here's the little video of me doing it, and then we'll see.
Okay, so we need to find a book from a feed post. So I'm choosing Books to Bran because that's the easiest one. Let me just refresh it and find the first book that is on my TBR. I don't have that. That's a reel. I don't really want to do reels. Gothicana, I've already read that. Really good. Recommend it. There are so many reels. I just want an actual feed post. Hang on. Okay, I think I managed to get past all the reels. I haven't got them or them. Have I got any of them? No. That's not anything. Oh, hang on. Okay, I have quite a few of those books, but the one that's calling out to me... Yeah, okay, I've got a couple of those, and I know which one I'm going to pick.
As you saw, for feed scroll, I am going to be reading Concrete Rose by Angie Thomas. So this is like, I think we are classing this as a prequel before The Hate You Give, because this follows Maverick Carter, which is the father of the main character in The Hate You Give. The Hate You Give is by far my favouriteest book so far. I read it in 2020 and I sobbed, I got angry, I had every emotion, but that book has stayed with me within a year now. Like, I still remember everything. I think I've watched the movie about 5 times now. To be fair, I'm tempted to watch the movie again while I'm like reading Concrete Rose. But reading Concrete Rose, basically, it's a searing exploration of black manhood set 17 years before the events of The Hate You Give. With his King Lord dad in prison and his mum working 2 jobs, 17-year-old Maverick Carter helps the only way he knows how, slinging drugs. Life's not perfect, but he's got everything under control until he finds out he's a father. Suddenly, it's not so easy to deal drugs and finish school with a baby dependent on him for everything. So when he's offered the chance to go straight, he takes it. But when King Lord blood runs through your veins, you don't get to just walk away. Apparently, there's an exclusive bonus content, which is the essay Real Life Roses, which is a Q&A with Angie Thomas and Mav's playlist. So, yeah, love the sprayed edges. But I love The Hate You Give, and I think I am going to equally love this because I was really interested in Mav in The Hate You Give, and, like, obviously some of his story was in The Hate You Give, but this obviously dives in more and explains things more. And yeah, I'm really excited, and I think this is going to be a very thought-provoking, emotional book, and I'm sure I'm going to blub over this too because Angie's books I do cry over. So that's what we're going to read for Feed Scroll, and I'm really excited for it because I've been desperate to read it for ages, to be honest. 6, and it's a double. I have to roll again. Ugh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it's a chance card, and it is that. So roll 5 was chance. It also is a double, so I'm going to have to do an extra throw at the end. So chance is pick a chance card, which is the yellow one, and they have all of the books that I've written down. So I did 50-50, so some I really wanted to read, some I didn't want to read, and I picked up Kingdom of the Wicked, which I'm extremely happy about because it's been a book that I wanted to read since I bought it. So we've got Kingdom of the Wicked by Kerry Manzicalco. I think I said that right. I'm really excited about this. Basically, we follow 2 sisters who are twins, so it's Amelia and Victoria. They are drug witches, and basically Victoria doesn't come home one night, and it is soon discovered that Victoria has been murdered, and Amelia is absolutely devastated. She vows to get vengeance, and she calls upon dark magic that has been forbidden. Along the way of seeking vengeance, she meets Wrath, which is one of the wicked, which is the princes of hell. She's been warned against him since she was a child, but he claims that he's on her side and that he's tasked by his master to look into the series of murders that's been going on in this island, which is where Victoria was found. But it says here, but when it comes to the wicked, nothing is as it seems. So this just screams my kind of book. It's witches, it's vengeance. We've got like murder, possible serial killer. We've got like princes from hell. And I have heard that there's an enemies to lovers romance trope in this. So I love that. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this. I've had nothing but good things about this book. And I'm glad to finally read it because I literally bought it like a month ago and I've been really dying to read it. And also I know the second book's coming out too, so I'm glad that I could get to start this and it'll be fresh in my mind for when I read the second book. So really excited for that. And like I said, I will be having to throw an extra throw, which I would do after my 8 rounds and then go from there. So let's go on to roll
8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is TBR Vet. Okay.
Roll 6 was TBR Vet, which is a book that's been on your bookshelves for ages. And I've kind of gone sort of that, but sort of not. So this book's been on my TBR for a year. However, I got it from a friend. It was secondhand, and they've had it on their bookshelves for years. They've read it. They enjoyed it, but it wasn't their favourite. But they recommended it to me, saying that I would probably more than likely enjoy it more than she did. And so she said, "Look, I got a copy. I'm just going to give it away to charity. It is old and battered, but you know, is that all right?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's fine." So We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. So this has been on my TBR for a year. However, it's been on this person's TBR shelf for like years. Like, it is battered, it's yellowed, it is like very old. But I really want to read this. It's been on my shelf staring at me for ages. It is literally a short book. I think it's, how many pages? 225 pages. It's a YA thriller, I think. I think so. But yeah, it's basically, we are liars, we are beautiful and privileged, we are cracked and broken, a tale of love and romance, a tale of tragedy, which are lies, which is truth, you decide. But this has done its round on TikTok for a while, and a lot of people really enjoy it. And yeah, I think it's just going to be an easy, quick, flying time reading this. So yeah, we're going to do that. It isn't probably one of the longest books I've had on my TBR, but a lot of books that like I do own are really new, and like they're new to me. Like, I've recently acquired these books when I started my Bookstagram, so they're not like old. So, but this, it might not be old to me, but someone who gave it to me, a good friend, has had it for years. So yeah, we're doing that. And I think we're now on to roll 7. So far we've only got 1 extra roll. So let's see how we get on.
9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh, 9 is new, which I'm guessing is a new book or a new release, maybe?
So roll 7 was new, and I'm really, really excited about this. So basically, new is a book that... hang on, let me get the actual sheet and I'll explain it, because it will explain it way better than I probably do. So it's basically, read a book that is either pretty new, so you haven't heard many people review it yet, or a book you had a lot of buzz about when it was first released but haven't heard much since. So I'm going for the first one, which is a book that's new, but I haven't seen many reviews or anything about it. Like, this book I've bought because a lot of people bought it, but I actually haven't bought it because people reviewed it and said it was amazing. It was purely lots of people have bought it and said and explained what it was about that haven't read it, and I was like, oh, this sounds like my kind of book. So I haven't actually seen any reviews of this book as of yet. Like, I've not seen it anywhere, like, review-wise. I've seen people buy it, but no one read it and talk about it on BookTube or Bookstagram. So that is What We Devour by Lindsay Miller, and it says, if you can't tame your demons, set them free. I am so excited for this. To be fair, I was going to leave this and read it in October. However, when I saw this, I was like, no, this fits that prompt so well because it's new. It is a new release. It came out beginning of August, I think. But also, I've not seen anyone review it yet. I've seen people buy it. Like, the reason I put it and pre-ordered it was a couple of people had bought it and talked about what it was about, but no one's read it yet, as of from what I've seen. So basically, what it is about is Lorena Adler has a secret. She holds the power of the banished gods, the noble and the vile, inside her. She has hidden her entire life, both from the world and from her past. She's content to spend her days as an undertaker in a small town, marry her best friend Julian, and live an unfulfilling life so long as no one uncovers her true nature. But when a notoriously bloodthirsty crown prince comes to arrest Julian's father, he immediately recognises Lorena for what she is. So she makes a deal, a fair trial for her betrothed father in exchange for his service to the crown. The prince is desperate for her help. He spent years trying to repair the weakening door that holds back the vial, and he's losing the battle. As Lorena learns more about the door and the horrifying price it takes to keep it closed, she'll have to embrace both parts of herself to survive. So it says, a triumphant dark fantasy, equal parts swoony and stabby, a book after my own heart and an instant favourite. Yeah, I don't know much about this personally, but it just shouts amazing. I think this has also got romance in it. Don't hold my breath, but when I can't remember who even got this and talked about it. I don't know whether it was an arc or something. I can't remember now, but when they explained it, it sounded amazing, and I was like, this is my kind of book. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this. It's not overly long. It's about 341 pages. It's another floppy book. I like floppy books, but yeah, I think this is going to be such a quick, easy read, and I think I'm going to have a blast with this. So yeah, that's what we are doing for new, and I'm very excited about it. Now on to roll 8, which is the last roll I planned, but obviously we have to do an extra roll, and we shall see whether I got lost then. We'll see whether it's just roll 9 rolls or whether there's more. So yeah.
7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is Becca's recommendation. Oh, that'll be cool. That'll be fun.
So roll 8 was Becca Rec, which is Becca Recommendations. So she has a playlist of all of her recommendations. You can choose whichever ones you want. You can choose ones from like years ago. You can choose ones from recent. And so I decided to go with a graphic novel. So her favourite graphic novel is Saga. And I read Saga. I read Saga Volume 1. So I'm not going to reread it because I have literally reread it for another readathon I did a few months back. So I'm going to do Saga Volume 2. I haven't actually got it at the moment. I have requested it at the library, so I'm going to see whether I can get it from the library. If not, I will buy it, but at the moment I don't own it, but either way I will have it. But yeah, this is the second book in the series, and we just follow we follow 3 characters and 3 different point of views, I suppose, because we follow the child and then we follow the parents. But I won't go into what it is about, but it's like a sci-fi fantasy. It's funny. It's also very dark. I absolutely love it. And yeah, I'm really happy to continue the series. And the fact that Becca loves this series as well, I'm like, yes. And it's a short book as well, so it makes it easier for me. Now on to the extra roll. And hopefully that's it. But we'll see.
12. And it's a double. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. POC rep. Okay,
so
that's easy.
Roll 9 was a double, so I have to throw another roll, and it was POC rep. And when I saw this, I knew instantly what book I was going to be reading, because it's a book that I've been wanting to read since I bought it. But again, I've had so many like book tours that I've needed to do and stuff like that I've not been able to pick it up. And when I just saw that prompt, I was like, this fits perfectly with it. So it is Run Rebel by Manjeet Man. So this is actually her debut book, but I read her newest book first, which was called The Crossing. I read that in this year, I think a few months ago. I have done a vlog of it actually, so I'll tag that vlog on it of my thoughts. If I remember correctly, I non-stop cried. But The Crossing focuses on 2 different characters. So we've got like a white character who lost her mum from cancer, and so she's like grieving and all that. And then we have the boy who is escaping from his hometown, and he's obviously the crossing, so he's going through all the way things to try and go to Dover, which is like in the UK. And these 2 sort of end up like meeting somehow, but I thought it was going to be quite a happy book, and it wasn't, and I burst into tears. Like it talked about race, it talked about fleeing your hometown and going to a complete different place thinking it's going to be 10 times better than where they were living, when in some cases it probably isn't, because they are now being targeted with racism. And being told that they should be back where they live, not go to the UK and things like that. So that book, it was just full of so much representation. It was so moving, and it was my first verse book I read, and I absolutely loved it. It just flowed so easy for me, and since then I've been very much into reading books that are in verse. So Run Rebel was her debut, and it's a lot bigger than what her second book is. But I don't 100% know what this is about. I have got the blurb here, so I'll just read it out and it might explain things to you, but it doesn't really overly explain a lot to me. But it says, I am restless, my feet need to fly. Amber is trapped by her father's rules, by his expectations, by her own fears. Now she's ready to fight, for a mother, for a sister, for herself. Freedom always comes at a price. Run Rebel is a trailblazing verse novel that thunders with rhythm, heart and soul. But it's obviously got POC rep, but I don't 100% know what it's overly about, but I absolutely I love it in verse. Like this one, it's like chapter bound, but you've got it all in bold and it spells out bound, and that's what she does with her books. Like they all flow, so everything flows. It's all like one story. It's not like little anthology short stories or anything. But I just love the fact that you get like stuff like that where it spells out a word. You get other things. You got this one again, spelling out girls. I just love the way she does her books. I love the story she always does, and I know this is going to be very moving. I know this is going to be quite emotional because I feel like her books all are, and it's got POC rep because obviously the author is a person of colour, and I think the character as well is. So yeah, I'm really excited to finally read it because I've been wanting to for so long. So yeah, I really see big high expectations in this book. So yeah, now on to hopefully the last roll. Fingers crossed, you never know.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Community shelf, and that is.
We did roll 10, and lucky enough there was no doubles, and I landed on community shelf, which is the green cards, and on the green cards you have your own prompts on there. So my prompts were 50-50, so someone nice, someone weren't, and I'm really happy with the prompt that I got. I was lucky with both my chance card I got and with this one. So I got most anticipated book, and I have so many anticipated books that I wanted. I could have gone to my most anticipated books of 2021, but a lot of those books, I wouldn't say I really knew, and I always feel like a most anticipated book to me is like a new release book that I am dying to read or dying to buy, stuff like that. So I did have a little look to see was there anything on there that I that was pre-orders that I haven't read yet and did. There were a couple, but I was like, I don't fancy that. I just want an easy book. And then I recently just got gifted this book, and I was like, that fits perfectly. And as well, I've been meaning to do a vlog with this author because I own another book of hers, and I kept thinking, I might do a vlog, like a 24-hour readathon or 48-hour readathon or something of just reading these two books, because I know Sid Bookworm absolutely loves this author, and we have similar tastes. We're very much when we read romances, we have to be in a mood for it, and we also have to have romances that aren't silly, if that makes sense, ones that aren't far-fetched, ones that I suppose real life romances, stuff that it's not an easy getting into that relationship, and the relationship isn't perfect, but that kind of sort of romance. I do like the fluffy reads, I love Heidi Swain books. They're easy fluffy reads, and I love them. So for most anticipated, because it is a new release, we're going to do You and Me on Vacation by Emily Henry. So I have Beach Read, I haven't read it yet, so this is a perfect time to do that vlog that I was saying. I'm really excited for this. Everyone who's read it's loved it. Sid loves it, and she was emotional over this book as well as Beach Read. And so I think this is going to be a very easy read. It's a floppy book, but I'll just read what it's about. 12 summers ago, Poppy and Alex meet. They hate each other and are pretty confident they'll never speak again. 11 summers ago, they forced to share a ride home from college, and by the end of it, a pact is formed. Every year, one vacation together. 10 summers ago, Alex discovers his fear of flying. Poppy holds his hand the whole way. 7 summers ago, they got far too drunk and narrowly avoid getting matching tattoos in New Orleans. 2 summers ago, it all goes wrong. This summer, Poppy asks Alice to join her on one last trip. Could this trip make them realise they're not just friends after all? So, yeah, I'm not 100% sure whether this... actually, it does look like it. Yeah, it looks like... Yeah. Okay, so it looks like it's going to go backwards and forwards in timelines with like the summers. So like the prologue is 5 summers ago, and then chapter 1 is what's chapter 1? Chapter 1 this summer. So I think it's going to go backwards and forwards in timeline, which I love, and sometimes I don't love. It depends how the author does it. If it flows really well, then I like it. But there are some books I've read that it doesn't flow to me, and it's a bit like ugh. But yeah, I'm really excited to read this. I've heard nothing but good things. I love the cover. And I think this is actually probably perfect because obviously we're starting to probably go into autumn now. Like in the UK, like it starts to get a bit more autumny, like more like sometimes it depends on the weather. Sometimes September it goes straight into autumn. Sometimes September we can get still quite a nice hot summer, and then it's more October it goes. So it all depends. Like the weather people have said that we're due a heat wave, but I'm not gonna lie, I've not seen that. Like it's sunny today, but it's not overly like warm like it has been. But I think this and Beach Read is probably going to be the perfect books to read because I think it's my only time that I can finally read like a summary book, and then probably as autumn hits the UK, it will be more like autumny books, more wintry books, stuff like that, like creepy books. But yeah, so I'm going to read this and I'm really excited. I've had nothing but good things, and yeah, I just think it's going to be a good book. I hope it's a good book. We'll never know, but I think it is. Everyone's raved about it. Sid's raved about it. So yeah, very excited, and that's my last round as well. So yay, 10 books is enough when I really wanted to just do 8. I knew doing 8 probably would have been a bad idea, but it's fun. It's what counts. It's just to have fun, isn't it? So yeah, finally. I think I've got some good books. So that's good. So I think that was an okay game. Okay, admittedly, I've had to do 10 books, which I suppose that was inevitable, really. The fact that I chose to do 8 rolls, like I knew full well I'd probably get a double. Like it might not have been, but the fact I got 2, like typical, isn't it? My extra roll gave me a double. But 10 books, and honestly, I think these books are doable. Like, yes, there's a lot of books, and yes, I've got a lot of books to read in September, and I am busy in September. But I think some of these will be very quick, easy reads, in all fairness. So we'll see. So I haven't got all 10. I was going to buy Saga, but it was a lot of money for like a very like short book, and I was just like, to be honest, I don't know whether like I would read the series, yes, but I probably wouldn't keep them because I wouldn't reread them. Honestly, like I've already reread Saga Volume 1, and like I wouldn't ever reread it again if I'm going to be totally honest. So I decided to get Saga Volume 2 from the library, and it is actually ready to pick up, but it's only open till like I think 12 on a Saturday, and yeah, I can't it's like way past that anyway, so I'll probably pick it up next week sometime. But it is there to pick up, it's just when to pick it up. But yeah, so I've only got my 9, but there are obviously going to be 10 books in this, which is these. And yeah, I think like some of them are quite short books, which is good, and some of them aren't overly short, like 300, a bit more, but I think they're doable. Like I think they're going to be quick, easy reads. So yeah, and I think I honestly think some of these might be 5-star reads. And the only one I'm a little bit anxious about, I suppose, is Harrow Lake, purely because I'm not the biggest fan of horror, or like spooky bit. Like it depends how spooky it is. Like I enjoy them, but it also is, if it's too spooky for me, I have to read it during the day and not before bed. But yeah, I'm really, really happy about these books. 2 more than I probably wanted, but hey, whatever. And yeah, I really had fun playing this game, and I can't wait to actually physically start Bookoplathon now. Not long, couple of days. And yeah, I'm just really excited. I think I'm going to try and vlog doing this, but I don't know, like obviously I have got things to do, so I don't know whether to do like I might possibly vlog on like the weekends I don't have my daughter and just read the books that are in Bookoplathon rather than my other books. We'll see. Or if not, I might do like weekly reading vlogs. It depends, because obviously my vlogs do tend to be long. We'll see. I want to vlog, whether I'll vlog weekly or I'll just vlog on the weekends I don't have my daughter and just read books just for Bookoplathon. We'll see. But there will be a Bookoplathon type vlog in September. It might be one, it might be two, it might be every week. So look out for that. And yeah, I'm really excited to play this. Like, I'm really excited. Now I've done it. Now I can actually do the readathon itself with the books. Yeah, and yeah, I hope I complete it because I fail completing readathons. I've completed one, but like that was just 5 books. I didn't do any of the extras because just 5 books was like nearly didn't happen. So, but yeah, so I'm really excited to start this on September the 1st. Obviously I have other books to read as well, but hopefully I can complete it, and because I don't want to fail this one. Like, this one's been something I've wanted to do for ages but not had the time, or I've missed it or whatever. So I don't want to now do it and say I never completed it, because yeah. But yeah, if you are participating in Bookoplathon, can you comment down below and say you're doing it? Or if you've decided you watch this and you're like, actually I want to participate, then let me know too. And yeah, thank you for watching. Take care, and I shall see you all again soon. Bye.